Hey guys, welcome back to 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 3, Episode 10. So in the last episode, everybody was jumping Shekinah because, you know, she said something she shouldn't have said. But in this episode, they continue to jump her. And Patrick is saying, oh my gosh, this really sucks for Sarper because everybody loves Sarper and he got to be with a devil like Shekinah. Well, he didn't say devil, but you know he was thinking it. But Patrick said that Shekinah is so in the wrong here, and the fact that she can't even see it is pretty scary. And Shekinah's like, what? That's not scary.
It's scary to us. It's scary to us.
But everybody said that that's the reason why they're staying far away from her.
You know what? Shekinah is a difficult person, yes. But this is so harsh. Let's keep the peace. That's what I want. But Patrick, he pours gasoline into the fire. And everything is getting worse.
And y'all, I do agree with Sarper. And even in Between the Sheets, I remember, this is the Between the Sheets I didn't post last week. I don't even know if I'm gonna do it. You know what? I will. I will do a quick recap on that one. But in Between the Sheets of last week, Shekinah did mention that she did write a whole apology that she was gonna tell the group. But when she got there, she ended up forgetting the apology because everybody was jumping her. And I did feel kind of bad for her because, hello, she was trying to make amends. But also, now we know that she probably wouldn't have meant it based on all her recent posts. So, yeah. But in this situation right now, they didn't know that. So, yeah. They probably should have be quiet so she can actually give her apology, but they didn't do that. So, yeah. But surprisingly, Ziad is the one to tell everybody to calm down and that they're all here to fix their relationships with their partners and not to be having fights with all these other couples here. So everybody says, yeah, we agree. And the therapist is like, okay, can we all just be cordial with each other? And everybody says yes. And now we can finally start the whole puppet therapy, whatever shit. Anyways, Thais is the first to go up. And while she's getting up, you can see Shekinah looking done with her already, and I'm just like, Shekinah, please, let's just be cordial. We all agree to be cordial. So she gets up, and her main problems are not even with Patrick, it's with John.
Hi, Mommy, Daddy. Hi. Hey, you guys. You sparkles. This is Uncle John. I don't want to talk to you today because you were rude to me last night. You remember that? No, I don't. I don't see nothing wrong here, guys, but I'm out of it. I'm out. Bye.
I understood the premise, 5 out of 10. Shekinah probably would have thought it was a 2 out of 10 based on her facial reaction. Jeez, lady. She does not want to be there. And I don't blame her, but come on. But Thais said that their child, Elise, she wants all of them to get along. Her mom, her dad, and her uncle, John. And so Thais tries to get along with John. But every time John comes into their house, he legit ignores her and only interacts with Patrick and Elise. And that would piss me off because you're not going to ignore me in my own home. Get the fuck out. But the therapist said that Patrick and Thais do want the same thing, which is for everybody to get along. And so for that to happen, they gotta bring in, you know, the main culprit, John. Yay. So they said that in the next therapy session, John will be arriving, which I kind of figured that they were already gonna bring John because, hello, he's going all the way to the UK. Okay, we're not driving like an hour or two. He got to take a plane ride, go all the way to the UK. I never traveled in my life, so I'm going to guess that's like, what, 18, 20 hours? Fuck no. They obviously planned all this, and yeah, I know what you be up to, TLC. Y'all can't trick me, especially when you guys did the whole Aisha and her sisters coming over to Africa the very next day or 2 days later. That's not how shit works. Come on.
You must think that I'm stupid. You must think that I'm a fool.
I think it's easy for me to realize like I'm always in the middle between John and Thais, but Thais helped me realize that our daughter's also in the middle now. This is the type of thing that like why I wanted to come here. We just didn't have the capacity to have these type of conversations on our own. And I'm excited for family therapy.
Anyways, it's now Gamo's turn to do the whole puppet thing, and Car's already shaking her boots, and Shekinah is sighing, I guess.
Hi.
Hi. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Gamo's going and he's like, yeah, I have an amazing wife. She's also a great singer. And then he's like taking the squirrel thing. He's like, don. But then Gamo said that he made a mistake because he was afraid of what Cara would do after the show because he feels like she does more than singing when it's the after show. And so because of that, he didn't attend one of her shows. Cara's like, aw. And then we see Shekinah. She's just taking a nap. I'm like, oh my gosh. Wake up. What are you doing? Back to Gamo. No, what's wrong with her? So funny, I have a picture of her right now sleeping. But then Gamo brings out a bottle of alcohol and said that he has a problem with alcohol because his brother died from it. But it has nothing to do with Cara. But we all know there's a correlation between that. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Shekinah? Are you fucking sleeping? No, because what is her problem?
It doesn't have to do anything with her. And I'm sorry. Anyway, All right, Finn.
Like it. Good job.
Now, I know she kind of hates these people, but she at least needs to try to be cordial, okay? Everybody agreed to be cordial. Shekinah, I'm asking for the bare minimum. Try to be cordial, okay? Because right now, sleeping while some guy is like trying to explain and be vulnerable about where he's at with his marriage and alcohol and the death of his brother, and you're just like... Like, that is so disrespectful. Come on. But Kari said that, yeah, she does take accountability because she would go out, she would get wasted, she would drink a lot. But at the end of the day, Guillermo didn't support any of her goals. But Guillermo said that, yeah, he actually did support her goals, but he just didn't like the fact that she was flirting with all these other guys and touching them and doing like all this extra stuff that she really didn't need to be doing. Go sing, then go back home. You don't need to do all this extra stuff. But Kari said that she isn't even being flirty, and she hates that he thinks that she's being flirty when, you know, she's not. But Kari said that she wouldn't do that, and then she starts crying, and the therapist tells her to get up, go stand right next to Guillermo, and the therapist tells Guillermo to actually be vulnerable with Kara.
I apologize for maybe not showing up in times that you really wanted me to be there. I wanted you to be super famous and sing every beautiful word, but at the same time, I wanted you to come back home to me.
I hear you. And I'm sorry that if me being out made you feel unsafe, because I know I didn't want it to be that way, you know, and I'm sorry.
So then they hugged after all of that, and yeah, I loved it. From the puppets to Shekinah napping to them apologizing to them hugging. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Loved it. So the therapist tells them to go on a date as if it was their first date, so, you know, they can build up their romance all over again. I don't know. They sit down, it's Shekinah's turn, and she said that she doesn't want to go up. And the therapist is like, why don't you want to go up? Everybody got to go up. But she said, no, I just don't feel like this is a safe space for me. And I'm like, maybe not with Rebecca, but just go up and try.
This doesn't feel like a safe space for me to express myself at all.
I feel like doing this exercise takes a certain level of vulnerability, and I was just attacked by a whole group of people, very hostile, angry people. This is not a safe space. Like, if we were doing trust falls, they would just let me fall on my ass.
You know what? I can't see that. Plus, don't they got like 5 episodes left? I'm pretty sure The Last Resort doesn't want long. So if I was her, I would legit spend the rest of my time there just like exploring the castle, staying in my room, eating, just exploring the scenery with Sarper and just doing one-on-one therapy, not you know, mingling with everybody else. But the therapist asked the group if there was any way to make her feel like this would be a safe space for her, and everybody says yes because hello, they did all agree to be cordial, except Guillermo. And I'm just like, oh, that's a plot twist. But he's like, yeah, I don't think I can do that because if she wants respect, then she gotta give respect. And while I was there performing, she was sleeping, and that's disrespectful. And yes, I do agree, but also, how did you see that? Because, you know, you were behind the whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was disrespectful. But she kind of said that she just didn't have the capacity to absorb everybody else's issues, and she just couldn't process anything right now because she's not in a good headspace. And so she's sorry for disrespecting him by disassociating, because she believed doing that was the best way for her to survive this whole entire experience. And oh, okay. Girl, really?
I'm just so sick of Shekinah's BS. She just wants to be the victim.
She's like literally like the bully kid at school. It'd be like this.
Honestly, whatever, because she said that nobody here can be a safe space for her, but I don't think you can be a safe space for anybody else here, because clearly as people were doing the thing, you were kind of like rolling your eyes, showing that you didn't want to be here. You were sleeping during Guillermo's performance. It's like, you couldn't be a safe space either. But they asked her if he wants to take her place, and he said yeah, and then she's grabbing onto him, and it's like, no, babe, you don't got to do that. But like, shit, if he doesn't, who will? Or was she just expecting that neither of them will go up and they can just skip their turn? But now this is a group therapy. Everybody gotta contribute, even you.
I wish she kinda could compromise and get along with other people, but they don't let her to do that. She wants me to be the leader. Here I am. I mean, this is a time that I can lead. Performance is my thing. But this is a different performance. My audience is not the best audience right now, but I will do my best.
So Sarper starts by saying that she kind of really doesn't like how possessive he is, but he said that he doesn't really like her clothes and that she dresses like way too sexy when they go out. And so because of that, he's like, okay, girl, let's go shopping. But when they're shopping, he's like, oh my gosh, shopping with Shekinah. You guys know what that means. It means find something and buy something, bitch.
Find something and buy something, bitch.
No, not acceptable.
Let us get the out of here to go back home.
Rebecca was so quick to say that that's not acceptable, but like, you do not know their dynamic. She probably doesn't mind him calling her a bitch, but I would definitely mind a man calling me a bitch, because who the fuck do you think you are? Do not call me a bitch. But you know, that's me and that's them. So yeah, just let them do them. Yeah.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
But what happens? She blames you. It's not fun shopping with you. You are always in hurry. Am I? I cannot feel my legs. And I'm in hurry.
Thais said that Sarper really didn't get the group assignment because he was supposed to get up there and talk about real issues, not, you know, shopping. And that he was kind of making this be another one of his stand-up routines when he should have taken it seriously. I do think that either he did actually get confused about what the assignment was supposed to be, or maybe he really didn't want to tell everybody their business because Shekinah already didn't want to tell everybody their business. And because she's not in the right headspace right now, I felt like he probably thought, I don't think this would be the right time for me to bring up anything that we're actually dealing with. And so that's why he probably kept it light. But that's just what I think.
I'm not complaining though. I'm having a great time. It's funny how someone so miserable like Shekinah ended up with somebody so funny.
Anyway, Sarper is done with his puppet thing. I will give it a 7 out of 10 because it was really funny. I did enjoy it. But did it hit the assignment mark? It did not. But other than that, it was hilarious. The therapist brings up him calling Shekinah a bitch. And so she actually kind of, hey, what did you think about him saying that? And she kind of said that she didn't really mind, but she just doesn't like when he cusses at her in Turkish because it's very sharp and it sounds harsh.
Babe, who are you looking at? Ya. Öyle dünyanın.
Yeah.
And so she would prefer if he didn't cuss like that because it kind of like startles her. And she feels like whenever he starts cussing, he's out of control and she wants him to be more in control. And so the therapist asked Sarper if, you know, he can still cuss, but can he cuss softly?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard you swear softly in Turkish.
And bu hayat.
Oh, that actually sounds cute.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like a kind.
Kerim yani.
I know you're not saying nice things.
Am I?
I know you're not.
But the therapist brings up disrespect and wants to know how the cast feels about it. And Patrick said that Thais thinks that he's been disrespectful whenever he voices his opinions about the other couples. Basically, Thais doesn't like that he overshares because it causes a lot of problems. And I do agree. Patrick has a big ass mouth and he needs to shut it up. I'm sick of it. But as they're talking about this, we can hear Shekinah and she's kind of whispering to Sarper saying, this isn't even about us.
You feel that Patrick overshares?
Yes, I feel like Patrick overshare, especially with his brother.
Which I thought was pretty interesting because I thought that the therapist was just trying to bring that up and like bring other people in. So Shekinah and Sarper didn't feel alone in their own situation about dealing with disrespect. And so I thought that the therapist was trying to let other people from the cast share their own experiences so, you know, they don't feel alone about the whole disrespect thing. But I guess Shekinah didn't take it that way. So I think that she believed that this is her time slot for her and Sarper. And instead of the therapist talking about just them, the therapist is bringing other people into their time slot, and that's why she's getting so upset. And so now we hear her sitting there saying, I can't. And Kara overhears this because they're like almost sitting right next to each other. And so she tends to look at her and she's like, hey, can you shut the fuck up? Other people are talking. And she kind of like, I'm not even talking to you.
I'm not talking to you or other people.
Yeah, it's so rude though.
You're being rude.
No,
I'm not even
rude.
to you.
Bro, you're talking when someone else is sharing.
Because my husband is having to stand listening to all of this for hours. This was about us, and now it's about them. If it's somebody else's turn, can he come sit here, please? That's all I'm saying.
Can you go home?
And not gonna lie, I just feel like Shekinah is doing way too much. Like, girl, calm down. Talking about, oh my gosh, my Sarper there, he's standing there for hours.
Really, nigga?
I thought he's an alpha male. I'm pretty sure he can handle it. What, you're bitching that he's standing for 5 to 10 minutes? It's not that serious. You're over here bitching about how they're talking about other people. But girl, I'm pretty sure the therapist only brought those other people so y'all won't feel alone about the whole disrespect thing. I'm pretty sure she brought those other people so y'all can relate, saying, oh my gosh, we're not the only couple that's going through this. But instead you're thinking like, oh my gosh, how did they take our time slot? Like, what? I genuinely believe that the therapist wanted to make you guys bond since you guys are so separated.
Okay, let's come back to the two of you.
I just want it to be over though. I don't even want to talk about us anymore. This space is so toxic for me. This is not even about us. This girl
This is
just
group
won't
therapy.
pipe
You've just
down.
never been a part of it to understand
Like,
how it works.
I want to leave the resort. I want to be done with all of this.
Look.
I'm so
Stop.
done.
Go and sit down. Go and sit down.
And the most rude people I've ever been in my life.
Oh my God.
Grow up. Also, Patrick doing all those side comments, he also needs to grow up. They're not necessary at all. Like, shut the fuck up. My goodness. Anyways, the therapist is like, you know what? We're gonna give everybody a break. So everybody, let's get up, let's stretch, let's rest for like 5 minutes. Shekinah takes this as her cue to get up with Sarper so they can leave. And she's like, we're just gonna go. And Sarper's like, wait, no, hold on. And she's like, no, we're just gonna go right now. And then she's in her little interview complaining about how she came to this therapy retreat so she can work on her relationship with Sarper, but she didn't believe that her biggest challenge would be the other cast members. And yes, let me just complain a rant about a situation that I placed myself in. Girl, grow up. Sometimes you just gotta take accountability because that whole fight that happened earlier, that could have all have been avoided if you just shut the fuck up. Damn. But Sarper wants to go back, and she's like, no, we gotta leave because we're a team. Anyways, everybody comes back. The therapist brings up that Sarper and Shekinha left. Nobody's shocked at all. But our final couple is Rebecca and Ziad. And Ziad shows up his typical day that he's been going through for the past 5 years.
I just wake up by myself. I go work and I go back home. I supposed to find my wife wait for me, but no, because she be in her office all the single mother day. Hey babe, how are you, babe? Are you still at work? I go away. She go sleep. They stay alone.
But he said that this is his day every single day. And I'm going to give that performance a 10 out of 10 because it was really good and it was really sad. And he's talking about all he wants to do is spend time with Rebecca, but he really can't because she's working so much. And yeah, just so sad. And to see this man talk about how lonely he is. Rebecca, come on, throw that man a bone or something. But Rebecca said that it was really hard to watch to see her man be so lonely all these years. But she really does love her job. But now she's seeing that it's ruining her relationship. And so the therapist assigns them a homework and that they have to write all the things that they love about each other. And so that's what they're going to do. They sit back down. Rebecca in her interview is like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that it would take a puppet show for me to finally see Ziad's point of view. And I'm like, really? Really? I mean... okay, whatever. I guess it worked. Okay, I guess at the end of the day, it worked. No, because that's so crazy. The guy's saying, you work too much. I want us to spend time together. Huh? Hey, you work too much. I want us to spend some time together. Oh, okay. What? But now we're finally done with therapy. Yay, thank goodness. So everybody's leaving and we see Rebecca and Ziad sit down and they have a little notepad and they're writing down all the things that they like about each other. And then they share all the things they like about each other to each other. And yeah, it was really cute. Rebecca then asked him what would he see their typical day looking like what would he envision for him to be happy. And he said, oh, you know, I would just come back home from work and then I'll spend time with you, touching you. You can even cook for me too. And she's like, oh my gosh, not this again. I'm just like, what? What's the problem? And she tells him that she already cooks for him. And he's like, yeah, but you only cook for me like once a month. Actually, like once every 2 months. And I just want us to spend time together because you're always busy and you're always on your phone.
Like, let's say we are living in 80s, like no phones.
I do not want to go back to 1980.
Ziad saying that he wants a wife from the 80s. He wasn't even born in the 80s. How does he know what a wife was like? And I didn't spend years building my career just to trade my manager's badge for an apron.
Please.
I highly believe that Rebecca purposely chooses to misunderstand what Ziad is saying because clearly he didn't say that he wanted a wife from the 80s. He wanted them to act like they are in the 80s. No phones, no distractions, no overwhelming things that will keep them not paying attention to each other. That's what he meant. And I strongly believe that you knew exactly what he meant. So now the fact that she's now trying to spin it and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. He wants me to be back in the 80s. I don't want to go back in the 80s. I don't want to be that girl that just cooks and cleans and has no job. You knew damn well that's not what he was trying to say. And I know for a fact you knew damn well that's not what he was trying to say. And in the very slim case that you actually didn't believe that that was what he was trying to say, that you seriously lack comprehension skills. There's no other way about it because this is ridiculous.
You don't want me to quit my job because you enjoy the money, but you want to make me feel like for working so much.
No.
What the am I supposed to do?
I don't see that. Like, look like to mom, for example. I know it's different culture, different country and stuff like that, but...
You want someone to wait on you hand and foot. Is that your culture?
Y'all, I just need Rebecca to shut the fuck up and just listen because in the therapy thing that they did earlier, they told her, hey, there's a language barrier, so you need to calm down, process what he says, and then you can respond. But I don't think she ever practiced any of those skills that the therapist actually tried to teach her. Instead, she listens to what she wants to hear. After she hears enough of it, she jumps on him. He wasn't even done with his sentence before you were on his throat. Calm the fuck down. I just feel like she purposely does this so he doesn't get to explain himself. And so whenever she cuts him off at the specific spot that she wants to hear from him, it makes him sound like the bad guy. And I don't appreciate that because let me hear your full truth before I make judgment. But I can't do that because she keeps jumping him.
Because you are putting me up against a standard that is impossible.
I not say that.
You want a wife that makes the money and also takes care of you. You cannot have both.
This is how people live.
Then just go ahead and leave.
And I heard him say live, but the caption said leave. And when I was watching Between the Sheets of this episode, he said live. But the captions misheard what he said. Not only does the caption misheard what he said, but also Rebecca misheard what he said. So Rebecca thinks that he said leave when he really didn't say leave. He said live, but whatever, she heard leave. And so she's going to run with that. So now we're going to run with that, okay? But because of that, she tells him, well, if you want to leave, then you can just leave. And even though I know that's not what he said, I really do want him to leave because Rebecca, damn, you have 4 ex-husbands. At what point is it going to click that maybe I'm the problem? Because 4 is crazy. Come on. And if Ziad leaves, that's husband number 5. Like, what are we going to do after that? Damn.
Then just go ahead and leave. Why waste any more time?
To be honest, I'm feeling worse about our relationship right now than I ever have. I'm done talking.
Me too.
Anyways, we move on to Sarper and Shekinah, and the therapist comes to visit them, so, you know, she can talk to them. And when she gets in the room, Sarper and Shekinah just start complaining about the whole group and how they've been jumping them or whatever. And Shekinah's like, they even called me racist. I'm not even racist. I'm like, look, because she's jesting at Sarper, okay? I'm like, I'm the least racist person here.
I'm the least racist person on the planet.
And girl... Now, if she said that by herself, without the gesturing, I'll be like, okay, whatever. But the fact that she's gesturing as Sarper while saying that, it's like, I'm married to an immigrant, so that doesn't make me racist. But... And you know what? I can't believe Shekinah isn't racist, but you definitely are not the least racist person in the world, okay? Do not delude yourself, please. But the therapist tells them that she does understand why the group is angry because what she told them was a loaded comment. And so she believes that the way that they can fix all of this is if Shekinah apologizes to Thais or to the group. I don't know, but Shekinah just gotta apologize to people. But Shekinah is like looking like she doesn't want to apologize. I'm just like, what? You don't want to apologize? And the therapist notices this as well. And she's like, well, if you apologize, then you can all move forward and, you know, Sarper can have friends again. But the main thing is you guys can all move forward.
I just don't feel comfortable sitting across the table from her.
I think you have to be because, I mean, we are adults, you know, but at least you can explain yourself more.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Okay.
I don't know what her problem is because, girl, you were going to apologize anyway, so just go ahead and apologize. Plus, Sarper misses having friends.
Come on, man.
But Sarper said that he's actually really happy that the therapist came and she said all this because he was thinking about all of this, but he couldn't say it because he wasn't brave enough. But the therapist basically said everything that he was thinking of. And now he's hoping that Shekinah will finally apologize so he can have his besties back. So yeah. But now we move on back to the cast and they're all getting ready to go into the hot tub. They get in and Guillermo farts in there. And Thais looks at him with this pure disgust on her face. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just a fart.
I know, because I was like,
I'm sorry.
Got you. Yeah.
Guillermo is gross.
Anyways, Russ and Pao show up, and in an interview, Russ is saying that he actually planned a huge day for them for their anniversary. It wasn't just the what's it called? What is it called? The bow thing. Archery. Damn. It wasn't just the archery thing that they were going to do. They were also going to have a nice dinner. They were going to go home. He was going to give her a nice massage and they were going to have a good night. And I think he said all that to let Pao know that, hey, if you didn't fuck up earlier today, would have actually had a great day. And I think Pao caught on to that because she was like, all right, I get it. I know I've been a drag, whatever. Let's just enjoy the rest of our day. So yeah, I thought that was a bit strange. Yeah, that was a bit strange. Anyways, they're hanging out with the group, and I think Guillermo was the one to ask them how was their anniversary. And so Will starts talking about it, and he starts saying that, oh, Pao didn't like her gift. And everybody's like, wait, what? And so he starts explaining. In a way, I didn't like how he was explaining it. But he was like, yeah, I got her this swan necklace because, you know, we went to a swan restaurant and then the swan was connected to the royal family. And so I was putting in all this thought and effort and she didn't like the gift. And I'm just thinking, Russ, you're saying too much because you want people to bash Pao because she didn't like a gift that you put so much thought and effort into. And I don't like that. And when you look at Pao, she can tell that he's doing that and she doesn't like that either.
Anniversary, special dates. It has been the same gift.
it has been necklaces. And I told him that I was not happy with the freaking necklaces anymore. But is he listening to me of what I want?
Want or not, she literally said, please don't get me another necklace. Russ is really in a class of his own. You know, if she had a peanut allergy, that he would give her a bag of chocolate-covered peanuts or something. He's missing something up here.
But Patrick is like, Pal, I feel like you're just really hard on Russ. And Patrick, shut the fuck up. Y'all, in Between the Sheets last week, there was a lot going on in that episode. I'm probably going to forget the majority of it when I recap it. But in the Between the Sheets last week, Patrick actually bumped into Russ when Russ got that necklace. But before Patrick bumped into Russ, he was with Paula and some of the other girls. And Paula was telling him how, oh my gosh, I really don't want a necklace from Russ because he keeps giving me necklaces every single celebration that we have. And so Patrick later bumped into Russ, and Russ ended up showing him the gift of the necklace. He's like, oh my gosh, isn't Paul gonna love this? And Patrick doesn't say anything. He like stays quiet. And I'm just like, Patrick, you fucking dick. I fucking hate you. And now after all of that, you have the audacity to tell Pao that she's really hard on Russ. Even after you heard her say that Russ always does this every single time they celebrate. He always gives her a fuck ass necklace. And you're really gonna say that she's still in the wrong? Are you kidding me? Yo, I don't like Patrick. I know everybody hates Shekinah. I fucking hate Shekinah, but he is the main villain of the show. Like, he's in everybody's fucking business and he still chooses to be on the wrong side. Like, what are we doing?
I'm tired of being criticized, tired of feeling like a failure.
Well,
and I'm not a failure.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not saying you said it, but that's how I feel.
And so it gets a bit tense, and Patrick interjects himself again, and he makes the situation worse by saying, oh my gosh, Pao, Russ is a real man. You keep trying to push him away, but he's not budging. That's the type of strength that most men would go through. And I'm just like, Patrick, shut the fuck up.
That is a strength that most men don't have.
Yeah, I don't have it.
If I was in his shoes, like, I would have been gone a long time ago.
Patrick gave as much unsolicited advice than Shekinah. He just want to talk. Like, no, shut up.
You were pushing him away. You were trying to make this guy miserable.
Ruining the moment.
Now, if there was ever a time for Thais to scream, it would be now. Girl, you keep saying that this is a problem of his, and this problem has even gotten you in a fight with Shekinah. You know this man wants his mouth. You know he gets in everybody's business. Shut him the fuck up. My goodness. And you guys know who else I'm sick of? Russ. Why? Because when Patrick was saying all that shit to his wife, he didn't say nothing. He just let Patrick say all that. Like, Russ, you are a spineless bitch and I don't like you. My goodness. But anyways, Paul leaves. Russ doesn't even chase after her. I feel like it's been some time later before we see him come to her room. But he gets there and he's like, oh my gosh, you just have all these high expectations for me. Not buying a necklace is high expectations. You can buy anything else, but not buying one is high expectations. Okay, whatever. But she tells him that he's not listening, and why would he think that she would be happy with the necklace when he got her necklace previously and she didn't like it? But he's like, oh my gosh, Pao, you don't get it. This is a swan necklace, not just any type of necklace. This is a swan necklace. It symbolizes our first restaurant when we got to the UK, and also, you know, it's connected with royalty, I guess. Whatever.
Okay, yeah, what? But do you see why I don't see that it's different?
You don't want to see, you're refusing to see what I'm putting behind the thought of the necklace.
Oh, Ross.
Because I chose to have something that would signify this therapy session.
Well, I guess you don't know me at all, Ross.
Also, he did also mention that in Between the Sheets, like, y'all, who was making so many excuses for this fuck-ass necklace. My gosh, if somebody doesn't want a necklace, it don't matter how many excuses, how many connections, how many thoughtfulness you can put into this necklace. They don't give a damn, because at the end of the day, it's still a necklace that they don't want. Like, what's not clicking?
Turn this on. Turn it on!
I'm trying to make the effort, trying to put meaning behind everything. You literally find every reason to be upset.
Ross,
you will nitpick everything. You nitpick it all. And I'm tired of it. I don't really know where to go from here.
Russ aggravates me. He aggravates me bad. I do not condone her yelling and screaming at this man, but shit, dealing with him for 12 years, I think I would also snap. But like, I would snap around like the 6-month mark, okay? And right after I snapped, I would be filing for divorce. There will be no freaking way I will continue to deal with this type of person for 12 freaking years. My goodness, you need to free yourself now. But Pao starts crying, saying that she doesn't want to make him feel this way, but like, no, make him feel this way. Let him feel shame for his lack of listening skills. Honestly, you're the victim here. Like, that's surprising after your behavior for like half the season, but like, yeah, you're the victim here. But she's crying, saying that he's a good person and she doesn't want to hurt him, but she just doesn't want to do this anymore and she wants things to like end on a good note. I'm just like, oh, that sounds like you want a divorce, but you want an amicable divorce. And I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of like where this is going.
I don't want to hurt you anymore, Russ. And I don't want to end up with you. Like, I don't want us to hate each other at the end of all of this. I don't want to hate you because I have so much history with you. I don't want to do this anymore. And this is not fair for Axel. It's not fair for you. It's not fair for me either.
But we can fix it.
I just don't see that anymore.
Anyways, that's where they end. I really do think she's trying to like slip in there that she wants a divorce. What do you guys think? Because I don't know. In the next episode, Guillermo and Cara go on the first date and then they start arguing. Sarper tells Shekinah that she needs to actually own up to what she said.
You will be happy if you do it.
I don't feel heard. I don't feel protected.
I cannot with you. Let's go back to America. Finished.
Jenny tells her therapist that submissive that marriage doesn't mean anything to him, and Rebecca rents to Paola about Ziad, and then John shows up. Anyways, that's the end of this video. But wait, I need to give a super thanks to 6 super thanks. If I can find them. Oh, they blocked my video.
In the arms of the angel.
Oops, wait, when did they do that? 4 hours ago. Yeah. No, great. Now I gotta dispute that. Let's hope it's unblocked by tomorrow when this video comes out. We can just hope.
Thank you, Jesus!
The person is Luna Star. Thank you so much, Luna. You're now my scrapbook again. Carrie Phelps, thank you. You're also my scrapbook again. Kate Evans, thank you. You're now my scrapbook again. Touche, thank you. You're also my scrapbook again. K-Tunes, thank you. You're also my scrapbook again. And last but not least, Rosori. Thank you so much, Rosori. You're now in my scrapbook again. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.